back in those days, I was kind of upset with Randy Couture. And, you know, I had fought Machida before that. I'm glad he didn't do that kick to me, goddamn. Goddamn. And Randy was like, oh, I beat Machida. Like, I finish him, you know what I'm saying? Because I guess he thought that Machida beat me in that fight. And then, so I ain't gonna lie. I don't feel this way now, but when Machida did that, I was kind of like, yes.
He was one of the most, he's not a big guy, Machida, but so elusive, but he's so elusive. Quick on his feet, and just he can react. His response time to when you would feint and make movements was fantastic, man. He came into AK a bunch of times and trained. All the guys had problems with him. Oh, yeah. Everybody had a problem with him. Just watching him move around, guys like John Fitch, you know, even DC, some of these guys, and you're like, damn. I mean, I remember he went with Kane for a little bit, and like just Kane trying to get after him because Kane trying to crush the space, just threw him down and manhandle him, right? But once he was down, nothing. But on the feet, it was a big pain in the ass.
That was Machida was tossing Kane?
No. Other way around.
Yeah,
Other way.
Yeah, that was a tough training camp for me when I was training for Machida. I was worried about him.
He gave everyone problems. Look at John Jones, the first round. In the first round of that fight, he had John. He had
John confused. Yeah, he was having problems reaching that distance and stuff, and he was missing, and he was getting countered, and he was getting blasted. So he's a slick dude. Yeah.
I feel like that's a really good topic that a lot of people don't talk about in fighting. Me and Rampage always talk about fighters being confused in the beginning of a fight that are maybe a little bit better or have higher expectations what they should be doing with someone, but a fighter comes in. You know, TJ talked about Reyes when they come in with this like elusive style that's unorthodox, and then it kind of throws off their game plan because these are like students of the game. And a perfect example is Machida, who understands his game plan. You fought a prime Tony Ferguson. Yeah. Do you think a lot of people forget how good he was because of the fact now that his game plan goes into fight is more of this like street brawler?
Yeah, you know what's funny is since we're talking about the Tony thing, but then also too is what just happened last week with Colby Covington. Everyone's like, oh, he was never that good. That's a bunch of bullshit. Like realistically, like people, you know this, Quentin, is that your moment of opportunity of being at the top of your career is like literally 2 years. People don't realize you train super hard in the beginning to get to that peak performance. And sometimes people don't get back. And the majority of it is like Colby, he had 2 years, two and a half years, and then it was done. He fought the best guys, came up short, and now his peak is over. I mean, let's be honest. He did not look good last night. He didn't look good against Leon either. And Tony is one of those guys as well. I was kind of where he's at now. When I fought him, I was 37, somewhere around there. He's now at that age where it's a downfall, man, especially in the lighter weights. Once the speed goes, it's hard to keep the consistency up and fighting the top level competition.